right, so I want to do a quick little intro video for Pantheon. All right, so I'm going to make a Dire Lord simply because Dire Lords are apparently the most broken class at the moment. So in the early access phase, stats are extraordinarily important. I think dexterity is very important for any melee class. It affects your hit rating, which there's not a lot else that does. All right, and then we're gonna enter the world. There's a couple of things that you should know before actually starting. One is your stat allocation does actually matter, at least in early access. Second thing you should know is you can pretty much level if you start as a Dire Lord, learn all your spells. Just right click and learn all your spells. Take your first quest, right click your letter, accept. Now that'll come in after. I'll show you exactly how to get out of this cave because this is one of the things that I struggled with the most. So what you want to do is you'll see this area here. And what you do is you just sort of head this way. You'll see the stash keepers here. To your left, there's a little exit. Now, it took me a while when I first started. This is the way out. Now, you'll come out here, you'll come up here. Now, remember I said you can actually level up to pretty much to level 5 in the cave if you want to, if you start off. Now, everybody starts off differently, but this is if you're starting off as a ogre, or anybody else that starts in the cave, or anybody that starts here overland. So take a turn to your right here. Now the only issue is usually these guys are camped. Now it's going to be extremely difficult, I think, to get through if these guys are not camped. There is ways. You can either choose to climb up the wall. I'm going to try to hug to see if I can actually make it through here. Nope, I did not. Oh, then it's up to me to try to run. Now there's normally a guard here. Yeah, let's see if we can make it to the guard. Now usually the guard will take it out. So most of the time those guys are being camped up there. So it's a lot easier to get out. So that's one way to get out of there. So when you get to the city, I'll show this first. When you get to the city, here, I think everybody here is ally, yeah. At least for now they are. At this in early access again, I don't know if they will be afterwards. You can hold shift to run. You can see the little stamina meter. It's another little tip. I've been playing a bit of this lately, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I'm actually enjoying the fact that there's a lot of people playing. Which is kind of nice. It's nice to play an MMO that actually has people playing. And you can actually see here as I sprint and my meter goes down, my skill will go up. I don't know if you actually gain speed, but you actually are able to use less stamina as you go. Same with climbing. So here is your first quest right here. So Foreman Aldeus. This, and then you got my letter. Excellent. You complete. Now you learn to craft. You accept it. And then you complete it right away. You get your 2 tokens complete, and then you can accept all of these. And what this will do is it'll give you all of the starting tools. Now the salvaging, you can just complete it right away, and it gives you the tool to salvage. One thing to remember too is after you pick up all of those quests from the Foreman Aldeus, you want to come into your backpack. And you'll have all these tools now. You'll have the harvesting. You have to right click them. And what it'll do is if you go to your professions tab, it'll put them in your crafting slots on this side. So now they're ready to be used. If you don't do that, I don't think you're able to actually harvest anything. So then you can come over here, or sorry, you can go inside here if you want to learn Armorsmithing into this building here, and she will take one of your tokens. I find Armorsmithing and Weaponsmithing two good traits if you're a melee class to take on. And then over here, we have the bank, which if you stash some of your stuff down in the cave, you'll be able to pick it up from here, which is a good thing to know so you don't have to actually take everything with you. Now, another thing is you basically get to level up to 5 before you start losing experience when you die. So when you die, anything that's here and your backpack is all left at your corpse. Anything that's on your character, you get to keep when you respawn. At least, again, right now in early access. So another thing that some people might not know is if you press the B button, you get, now the tutorials will come up and explain this to you. But sometimes you just want to get the gameplay and whatnot. So we have Ready Blade, which is already there. We want Touch of Blood. So we just right click and it adds it down here. And we got Boil Blood, right click, and it puts it down in your slot number 1, and right click again. And basically that assigns your spells or your abilities down to the 2 hoppers down below. So another thing is once you get here, now I know I believe most humans start in this town. You're right in the Newbie area right down here. So right before the bridge, hang a right, and you come right down into the Newbie area. Now there's some enemies that are a bit higher. So if you didn't know, target an enemy and press the C button or your C key, and it considers them. Shambling skeleton eyes you with a cold stare. I believe that means that if there's multiple of the same type of creature and they all eyes you with a cold stare, if you start fighting one of them, you will start fighting all of them because they will basically all join together. Here's a crumbling skeleton. All right. So you got to start attacking. You can just right click on them. Cast some spells here. And it's pretty slow. I mean, it's not as fast as World of Warcraft. But it's also a bit faster than something like EverQuest. All right, so your basic stuff here, loot, take all, and you can, the good thing about fighting right here is there is a guard. So you can right click on it. You can also press the tilde button to actually initiate combat. There is an argument to be made for putting your stats into strength as well, but for right now, most melee classes that I make, I put it into dexterity. I mean, over time, we'll actually figure out where the right place to put them at is. Right click the loot, take all. Oh, there he is. This guy right here. So he will help. So that's one of the benefits of actually fighting up here. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. A few quick little tips about how to get prepared for Pantheon and some things you might not have known. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.